This has been one of the best UCL campaigns in a long time, perhaps since 2019-2018, and since the quarterfinals it's just been nothing but fire. But now we are in the final stages of the Champions League and the semifinals are creeping up, and two semifinals that is huge for all four teams. Really, it could dictate their season. Let's just go into semifinal predictions straight away without wasting time. Let's go. First of all, Dortmund versus PSG. For these two teams, this match will basically dictate their season. Dortmund in the Bundesliga have not been the best, that's for sure. They have not been the best, but in Europe, they've been very, very impressive, and something that kind of has shocked me. Every single round, I've kind of doubted Dortmund, but now I can't doubt them anymore because they have just shoved me up every single round. Let's start from the group stages where they were in a hard group. A very hard group, honestly. A group where it had PSG in it, and they're playing them in the semifinals. But a group of PSG, Newcastle, AC Milan, I counted out Dortmund, to be honest. I think I put them third or fourth, and I didn't see them going through. They finished first, which was very shocking, and the signings they made in January really helped their case to make a run like this. Sancho and Madsen, those are two great signings who have brought a lot of squad depth. Sancho, his stats don't come up, right? You look at his stats, not a lot of goals and assists, but I think people need to stop looking at goals and assists. For Dortmund, Sancho's huge. For the style they play, he keeps the ball. I think Dortmund can be a bit of a hectic team. You know, they have a lot of young players. He's one of those guys who is still young, but he's a bit of a veteran as well at this point. I think he knows what Dortmund needs, and he keeps the ball very well, and his dribbling has been incredible. I think a lot of people just haven't seen that. But big game where I thought Dortmund would finally lose was against Atletico. I thought Atletico has that star power. I thought Griezmann will show up, and in the end day, Dortmund win that as well. Signal Iduna Park is a place where it's very hard to go to, and I think one problem for Dortmund is that in this semifinals, Signal Iduna Park, it will be the first leg. That's where they will play, in the first leg. Against Atletico, it was in the second leg, and I think that was a huge boost for them. Having the Signal Iduna Park in the second leg is a huge boost. Honestly, the biggest reason why they won that game, playing at home in the second leg. For this match, they won't have that, and they're gonna play at home at the first leg. We'll see how they will fare. I think there's still a possibility they go through, man. There's still a possibility they go through, obviously. They're in the semifinal for a reason. PSG, are they the best at home? No. They're actually very good away as well. We saw in the Champions League against Barca, they lost at home. So PSG, they just have Mbappe. I'll just be honest. Mbappe, their midfield is a lot better than Dortmund in my opinion. I think Vitinha, you know, a lot of times you can't look at PSG and talk about their midfield because a lot of times they're mismatched with their midfield. Their midfield isn't the best against most big teams in Europe. But against Dortmund, they have a chance in the midfield. I think Vitinha, Zaire Emery, those guys are great, and I think they can for sure dominate this midfield. I genuinely don't know how, you know, Dortmund can shape up against Mbappe. He's just incredible, and especially against guys like Hummels. Come on, man. His pace is going to be a huge factor in this. And honestly, I see PSG going through. Yes, I think PSG, if they played any other team in the quarterfinals, I think they would have lost. This is my honest opinion. I think they would have lost. But this is the Champions League in the end day, and they got luck. You need luck. You need luck, and they have gotten luck. And I think this luck will take them to the finals. And Mbappe, this is a huge burden on Mbappe's shoulder. He will need to win. The second game is Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. Real Madrid's my team, so there might be bias, man. There might be bias, but even if you're unbiased, I think a lot of people think Real Madrid will go to the final, and that's what I think as well. Real Madrid, honestly, that Man City match showed me a lot about the character of this team. It's not like we've never had this character. You know, Real Madrid is a historic club. Obviously, we show up in Champions League nights, but this match was just a lot different. It showed me something a lot different. The guys like Lunin, obviously he's a second option, stepping up big time. You have Nacho, who obviously he's been a backup for so many years. Rudiger, who's been, you know, counted out a lot of years with Chelsea, even with Real Madrid last season, where a lot of times he just didn't know who to start, you know, Militao or Alaba or Rudiger. But now he's really cemented himself as one of the best defenders in the world, if he wasn't already. Mendy, man, what can I say about Mendy? Even I've counted him out. I've always said, get Davies, get Davies. Still, I want Davies, but Mendy, what a match he played. Carvajal, what a match he played, playing with that yellow card for a long time, not getting red. Valverde running the whole match. Camavinga, tackles, you know, Cruz dictating the play. Vinicius and Bellingham, again, that match, they were just running. It showed me a lot about that team and their desire to win. I look at this Bayern team and I'm not listen, they beat Arsenal, but to me that was more like because Bayern has that Champions League pedigree. There's no doubt about that. Bayern has that Champions League pedigree. They just know how to play these kind of matches. But against Real Madrid, where Real Madrid knows how to play these kind of matches, it's gonna be very, very interesting to see. I think Sané is a huge danger, but again, we saw how Mendy dealt with Foden. Foden in the second game, he was not seen. he was not seen at all. Even in the first game, Foden was not seen until that goal. So Musiala is going to be the guy who I'm most scared of. Musiala and Kane, those two guys are very, very scary. Musiala, I think he can destroy. I don't know if he can destroy, but he can for sure get out that Real Madrid midfield and create chances for his teammates. So Musiala is a huge player. I think putting Kimmich at right back was huge for them as well. Really helped them out. But again, I look at that defense, man, and I think Arsenal didn't do enough to really take advantage of that defense. I think they played very good second leg, but can this defense keep this up? Can Eric Dyer keep this run up? I don't know if he can against Vinicius Jr., and that's one of my biggest points. Vinicius and the midfield will absolutely dominate Bayern. The midfield in particular, Tchouameni's back. You got Bellingham, who's a huge X factor. Those guys can dominate the midfield. Goretzka and Limar are not gonna dominate Real Madrid's midfield. I think that's one thing for sure. So I'm very interested about how the pace of this game is gonna be. I don't know if Bayern's gonna dominate possession. That's the thing. Who's gonna dominate possession and who's gonna be on the counter? My guess, because Bayern were incredible on the counter against Arsenal. That's for sure. You got Real Madrid, who's great on the counter, and you got Bayern, who's great on the counter. It's gonna be a very back and forth game. That's for sure. I predict Real Madrid's gonna win. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be close for sure, but I just got Real Madrid winning, man. It's gonna be very back and forth, but that's gonna be in Real Madrid's advantage. But anyway, what do you guys think? I think I got a Real Madrid vs PSG final, which would be insane. That would be insane. I think that would be a movie. And Mbappe's last game against his new club, that would be a movie, man. I got Real Madrid and PSG. Let me know you guys' predictions in the comments below. Anyway, peace out and love.